It's me, Mario! No, I'm just kidding. It's Delty from DeltiasGaming.com, back with the final finished Specter Nightblade build for the Elder Scrolls Online. This video here is of killing the blood spawn, yes, our good old DPS test, in Spindle Clutch, where I pull the most damage I've ever pulled, 21,000 to be exact. So I want to show you guys what I did from VR1 to VR14 to make it so effective. The reason it's taken me so long to get this video out to you is because I've been testing to make sure any of the gear sets wouldn't change this build fundamentally. That way you guys are prepared. You can get the gear now, which will allow you to do the hardest content in the game and update 7. That's the whole point. PvE, Nightblade, bow build, stamina based. This sucker's fun. So we're hanging out here in Stealth in the lovely and beautiful Craglorn, which I probably will never visit again now that Imperial City is going to be released in 2 weeks. It's amazing. I will have more videos to come. But I want to talk about the good old Specter Nightblade and exactly what it is I've done and changed since we've hit endgame. So you notice about Wrecking Blow on my bar. The two-hand bar primarily is used for one, getting in range to use our ultimate or our execute, Killer's Blade or Veil Blades. Now the execute, Killer's Blade, a lot of people take Executioner, but I found Killer's Blade to be the best considering that we'd put 100 points into Thaumaturge, the magic-based finisher, and a magic-based poison damage also build. So it's worked better for me, though you can use Executioner. I also have Ambush here. Ambush. It's an assassination skill line. It gives us empowering, so ideally we're going to use this sucker to get in range to drop our Veil Blades. Veil Blades is the first bar ultimate that we use. Damage over time, and it protects you and your allies if you're inside of the ring. Now, is this the best ultimate for every situation? No. In fact, if you wanted pure damage at range, I suggest going with Meteor. And it looks like in Update 7, Ice Comet's going to hit more than Shooting Star, single target damage. Shooting Star is going to get that ultimate back, but as a Nightblade, I can get ultimate left, right, and center. So I don't really need that. So I recommend getting both ultimates and using them in and out of situations. You're getting killed, you need more healing, you need more survivability, use Veil. Otherwise, try this ultimate. See what one works for you best. Ultimately, it's your build. Next ability up, and we talked about a lot, Rally, massive self-heal, gives us major brutality. The nice thing is, it lasts a very long time, so you're not going to reapply this. In fact, I've leveled up my alchemy, because you'll notice this is a 33-second duration. I leveled up my alchemy medicinal use, so I could get this to last longer. So if I cast one rally before the start, and I use one potion, that's essentially 77 seconds of my major brutality buff on my bar. That is super, super, super important. Why? Because you're not having to go on your back bar and cast it over and over and over. That's why it's so effective. Next ability up is Relentless Focus. It gives us that minor stamina regeneration, which is great for us Khajiits because we don't have a whole lot of stamina regeneration until Update 7. But it's still going to help us maintain a lot of stamina regeneration. And then I have Wrecking Blow. The reason I have Wrecking Blow, and I haven't showed this off quite a bit, but there's a little combo with Camo Hunter, Stealth, Wrecking Blow to start fights. Let's see if we can't find a little critter here. But what you do is, like, let's say this Draugr back here as a boss. You're going to get your buffs up, all your buffs, including Camo Hunter. And if you walk up to this little sucker, before it attacks you, we're about right here, bang. That's a 50k Wrecking Blow. Now, if you have Camo Hunter at procs 2, you're looking at almost 70,000 damage to start a fight off. So sometimes, even in a boss fight, me and the tank will time it. So I'll say, ready, taunt, boom, hit that thing. I mean, that's an 80k damage off the start. That is a good way to start a fight. And like I said, Killer's Blade, we already have that sucker. I like it. Why? It's based off of magic damage. It scales to stamina. But it's magic damage, which is good because our Thaumaturge hits really, really hard. So you look at it, 3-3-7-4, you go to two-hander, whoops, and it's 3-1-0-6, not as much. Anyways, that's first bar. But where we spend almost all our time is on the bow bar, or want the Fighter's Guild Camo Hunter. Camo Hunter gives us more damage and stealth, which is good for starting out combat like that, or starting out combat AoE with an acid spray. It also gives us the major critical buff, so that's why we're going to keep it on our bow bar at all times. I don't bubble bar this because I'm not really using it a whole lot on the back bar, and I can use a potion like this one for critical. So if I need to go into execute phase, I'll pop one of these suckers because then I'll get the critical on my other bar as well. But it's nice having this on my bar. Okay, so we got that little sucker. We got bow. Poison injection, talked about this. It's a damage over time. It's really, really handy in conjunction with my master bow. 290 weapon damage for just maintaining that 10-second dot. It's perfect for that master bow. So you're going to keep that up, and you're going to keep it up even in AoE situations. 300 more weapon damage adds up. Acid spray, my other ability, this is essentially my AoE, 20-meter radius in front of me. It shoots out in a fan and hits like a Mack truck. So you want to use that. Plus it does damage over time. So think of this as the impulse. The old impulse that we cast over and over. Think of it the impulse of the bow. Lethal arrow, it's a poison dot, puts a dot, major defile, does a little damage, but it hits like a Mack truck from stealth, and this is kind of your main attack ability. You're going to do light attack, lethal arrow, light attack, lethal arrow, light attack. Don't do a medium weave, do a light attack. It does more damage over time. And then you got Reaper's Mark. Reaper's Mark is a fancy way to make your damage skyrocket in AoE. So a lot of people just use it for the major fractile, major breach, reducing armor and spell resistance. That's not why I use it. The reason I use it is that major berserk at the end. You tag a target right as they're about to die, and it floods you with 25% more damage over 5 seconds. Combine that with Relentless Focus. I'm not good at math, but 25 plus 8, that's a lot of extra damage, making the Nightblade one of the most lethal classes in the game. And then you go to Fighter's Guild, and for the ultimate we have Flawless Dawnbreaker. Just keeping this on my bar gives me 8% more weapon damage. And it's great against Daedra, because if you have almost nothing left in your tank, boom, use this thing, it'll kill a lot of things. Magic damage, why is that important? Well, we talked about champion points in the past, but I want to talk about them again. Thaumaturge, this, increase your damage with poison, disease, and magic. Now I have a crap ton of these points, but you really, really want to focus this early on. You'd also want to focus on precise strikes because we have running a high crit build. So the more you put in here, the harder crits hit. It's very, very effective. Precise is pretty good as well, reducing armor, but it goes well with our sharpened bow. And then over here, I do put some into Bow Expert. I'm going to put more points into it because this, surprisingly or not, does add a lot of damage over time. The green and the red don't really change much from our previous videos, so I'm not going to go over that much. That's really all the skills are. So you're going to use this bar pretty much all the time to do your damage, and I have a gameplay video I'm going to release tonight with City of Ash and showing you exactly how it is I use it. And this is your buff bar. That simple. Let's talk about the gear, which really makes this thing shine. Now, I don't claim to be the very first person that thought of this combination of gear, but whoever did is a genius because it works absolutely fantastic. And that's running 5-piece Hawkeye, which is made for bows, reducing bow cost and increasing their damage flat 5%. And then also Morag's Tongue. Your attacks causing target to take 15% more damage from poison for 5 seconds. This is all about poison bow. These two sets together create a powerhouse. You can get Morag's Tongue from PvP, you can get Hawkeye from PvP. You do 2 Hawkeyes on the jewelry, enchanted with weapon damage, and then you do 1 pendant. One's healthy, you can't change that out, and these 2 are robust, giving me 31,000 stamina, 16k health. I don't run that much health because you don't need a whole lot. You're not supposed to get hit. You're supposed to be in the back. Also, you can't get rid of the well-fitted trait, maybe in the future, but this thing is bar none amazing. And I run a master bow here. I don't have a master's greatsword, even though I ran DSA 10,000 times. But you can do a Dominions, which is a V14. You can create your own. Precise is okay. Sharpen's great too. So that's really all the gear is. This is not cheap, but I'm telling you right now, if you want top of the line, go with this set. You can go with a 5-piece Ashen Grip or a 5-piece Hunting's Rage, 3-piece Ashen Grip. So that's 7 here, including the weapon slot. That's pretty good. You can go with 3 Hawkeyes right here, maybe 4 Hawkeyes, and then do a bunch of different mix. But the nice thing about this set, to make it shine, you do not really need a 2-piece Falcon Scoria set. You don't need 2-piece anything. You just need a lot of weapon power, a lot of venom, and a lot of firepower. So using crafted sets works just fine. The problem is that jewelry, pretty much the jewelry in this game is all from PvP. That's how you get it. But you can buy it. It is not cheap. Not cheap at all. So like some of this gear is like 200,000 to buy one of the pieces. It's that expensive. But sometimes in life, you get what you pay for. We're going to go into combat a little more. I'm going to show you exactly how it is I do this and slow it down. First thing you want to do is start out combat is actually go in stealth and then do a big old lethal arrow. That's going to give you the nice stealth bonus. You're going to do that and then follow it up immediately with a poison injection. They're going to hit basically simultaneously and it's going to do a lot of damage up front. You can also do the wrecking blow thing if you like as well. Once I have that, I pre-buff myself with Merciless Resolve and Rally. Rally's at 33-second buff, the other one is 20. So I have about 20 seconds of uptime. Someone can also put Combat Prayer, giving you the same benefit as Merciless Resolve, so you don't have to buff it. If you don't buff it, it's easier to keep on hitting. So you see right there, Poison Injection's hitting for 11,000 sometimes 1 second. And I'm almost hitting 30,000 on my lethal arrow. And you notice I'm doing light attack weaving. I'm going thick, 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 like a heartbeat. Thick, 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 thick. And that's all I'm doing right here, is just hitting those two abilities at max distance. Remember, distance gives you more damage on the target, so make sure you're back as far as you possibly can. And right now I'm max on ultimate, but I don't want to use one just for the sake of showing you how much damage you can do. So that's all I'm doing. I'm waiting. Do you see my rally is coming down to 4, 5, and it's coming down, counting down. So I want to use a potion right as my rally, major brutality, is about to fall off. That way it's a little faster to keep it up for 40 more seconds instead of recasting it 2 more times. So right there, it falls off. Now I'm not getting major brutality. I'm going to pause for a second, boom, pop my potion, and then go back to it. All I'm looking at is the top, middle, looking at my buffs. So I see the lethal arrow buffs on, I just keep recasting that. And I'm waiting for Poison Injection to get about 1 second, and then I fire that thing right there on him. And tick. And that's really all the rotation is. You're going to have a little more complex if you're using Reaper's Mark on AoE, but this is all it really is. Making sure your buffs are up timely, and then getting the light attack weaving down. Light attack right there is 5k crit. That actually adds up quite a bit. Poison Injection, below 50%, it's starting to tick for 10,000. Lethal Arrow had just hit for almost 35,000. Keeping these buffs up. Getting that Poison Injection always the proc. And then at 25%, you'll see I start to come near the target, switch really quick into an ambush to close the distance. And then Killer's Blade, spam. 24k, boom, spam. 14 non-crit. 9k Poison Injection, see? And you want to apply that Poison Injection right as you go charge in, because you want it up the entire time. I think I do a bad job letting it fall off, but if I don't, I would do way more damage. So Poison Injection still up, Killer's Blade, 24k, Poison Injection, that's 11,000 a tick. That thing is amazing. So right there I have a decision. Do I go back and apply Poison Injection, or do I just keep doing Killer's Blade? It's at 4 or 5% health, I'm just going to keep on doing Killer's Blade. But look how much damage I lost. 3k on Killer's Blade. That is all you do to produce that high damage. It's going to be a little bit higher when you use an ultimate, and it might be a little bit lower if you use Merciless Revolve instead of the Combat Prayer. 21,000 single target DPS without an ultimate. Now, is that the best in the world? No. Is it really, really good? Yeah. You should be able to do the rest of the content in the game just using a simple rotation like that. It's great single target and AoE. That's the great thing about this build. The downside is it's pretty skill based because you're going to have to be in the back. You're not going to be able to YOLO in up front. But if you like the bow and people are telling you that it's bad, don't listen to them. It is fantastic. So, uploading a COA run of how I do a dungeon in live speed tonight. I know that's a quick, nasty version of the build, but I want to get this out to you guys so you can start getting the gear. And once it hits VR16, this stuff is still going to be valuable. You're still going to be able to use it, whether you get the VR14 stuff or the VR16 stuff. Either way, get the gear right now, start using it. It's costly, but I tell you what, if you want to hit like a Mack truck, tick, 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 lethal air and poison injection, you will never get tired of hearing that. Thanks so much for watching, gang.